I have a daughter. Her name is Emma. She's 18. When she was about 12, she used to love to ride with me in the car. We would listen to music and I would tell these dad jokes. We'd go to the grocery store. One day after one of these trips, she came to me and said, "Dad, I don't think I'm a good person. I don't think God likes me." Soon after, she started washing her hands obsessively until they bled. Her grades tanked. She couldn't sleep at all. This once peaceful, sweet girl became increasingly defiant and anxious. She was terrified that the food we were cooking for her wasn't done and she was going to get sick. It happened really suddenly, and it was like she was lost. So my wife Ellen and I had been physicians for about 20 years at this point. We had never seen anything like this, and so we hit the books. A few days later, about 10 o'clock at night, Ellen came to me and handed me this medical article and said, "I think Emma has pandas." So I read the article, and sure enough, Emma met every one of the diagnostic criteria. PANDAS is pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorder associated with strep infection. So these kids will get an innocent enough infection like strep throat, and their immune system, rather than just attacking the bacteria, will attack a portion of their brain, giving them all of the symptoms Emma had and more. So the next day I picked up the phone and I called the head of pediatric infectious disease at our local children's hospital, and he said, "PANDAS doesn't exist. I can't help you. Good luck." So we kept looking and finally found a physician in New York State who took care of children with difficult neuropsychiatric disorders like PANDAS. And Ellen and Emma went out to see him, and sure enough, he confirmed the diagnosis. And he said that he thought Emma would benefit from IVIG. IVIG is intravenous immunoglobulin. It's a medication that sort of resets the immune system. He also told us that there are other infections that can cause these symptoms, including mycoplasma, influenza, and even Lyme disease. In those cases, it's called PANS, or Pediatric Acute Onset Neuropsychiatric Syndrome. So they came back, and the next day I picked up the phone, and this time I called the pediatric neurologist, who I knew used IVIG in children for other things. And I told him her symptoms and the diagnosis. And not only did he say PANDAS doesn't exist, he adds, "It sounds like she just needs to be put into a locked psychiatric facility and given antipsychotic medication." Not our daughter. We don't give up. That's what you do when you have kids. So we kept looking, and we found a physician who treated her appropriately. And 4 days after getting IVIG, our amazing daughter was back. Her symptoms were gone. And I've thought many times since then, if we'd have just given up and put her in the psych hospital and given her antipsychotic medication, would things have turned out like they did? Would she have a ton of friends like she does now? Would she be able to eat anything that I cook for dinner? And would she be playing soccer for a Division I college like she is now? I don't think so. Look, thousands of children around the world are disappearing, and I'm not talking about custody disputes or child sex trafficking. It's from PANS and PANDAS, and I refuse to believe that the best we have to offer these children is just to slap a diagnosis on them and throw medication at them, or worse yet, lock them in a psychiatric facility. We need to find the root cause of what's going on. When Emma got better, Ellen and I dedicated ourselves to never letting this happen to anyone else again. We developed a very successful 5-step process to help these children heal, and since then, we've healed hundreds of these children and families. We've discovered something. The most significant contributing factors to child neuropsychiatric disorders and adult mental health, by the way, are infections and toxic exposures. It's easy to look at the two physicians in our story as the enemy, but the enemy is actually medical mediocrity. We need to dig deeper, and we need to understand that brain inflammation and immune dysfunction from toxins and infection are the primary cause of these problems, and by addressing them, we can bring these children back and restore these families, and that is the future of health.